Hello my loves, welcome to today's reading. So today's reading is all about your life in 3 years from now. So we're gonna have a look at what kind of person you're gonna be in terms of your talents, your maybe some personality traits. We're also gonna have a look into your looks. If I see anything, I'll mention it. Also, we are gonna have a look into your general life progression, obviously the biggest themes in your life that are happening, and into your relationships. Because I already did the readings, well, how it came basically is that it was all blended in, pretty much. So sometimes I would mention a little bit of relationships in the lifeline, other times I would mention about you, like in the relationship aspect. Basically, there would be like a little bit of messages everywhere, but it's because it's a general full message of your 3 years life from now. All right, that's being said, we have 4 cards to choose from. Today we're using these beautiful butterfly affirmation cards for you to pick. And we have 4 to choose from. So if you're new to this concept, the way it works is that you have a couple of crystal spirals, or in this case, butterfly cards to choose from. And then just try to feel which of those 4, in this case, cards you're more attracted towards to. It is just an explainable pull. It can be just a tinklish sensation towards one of the piles. It can also happen that you're attracted to more than one pile. This means that there are similar messages or other messages that fit your specific situation in that second or third pile too. So feel free to watch as many of the piles as you need and claim as many of the messages that feel resonatable to your situation. But once you have done choosing your pile, you scroll down to the comment section below or to the description box, and there you'll find the timestamps that correspond to each of the piles. Click that and you'll be redirected and learning all about your 3 years from now. Isn't it exciting? Yay! Okay, let's get to introductions. So we have group number 1 with the red-brown butterfly. I don't know the names, so I'm just gonna mention the color. So we have group number 2 with the 2 black butterflies here. Black or dark purplish, dark blue, I guess. It could be also that. Then we have the green one here. And we have pile number 4, group number 4, with the yellow butterfly here. So whichever group attracts your attention the most, there is no need to rush. You can pause the video if you like to, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with group number 1. Hello, my group number 1s. If you chose the butterfly here, the red-brown one, then this is a reading about your life in 3 years from now. So those are affirmation butterflies. They have messages on the back, and we're gonna read them right now. So, nothing's impossible for the heart. Love will always find a way. So this could be either way a hint that your reading is going to be revolved around your relationships and perhaps even romantic relationships. So that means that in the next 3 years, some significant changes are going to be happening in your relationships with your friends, but also with your lovers. That could be a hint. In other cases, it could be just a message for it right now from what you're experiencing at this point of time. So it could be perhaps a message that you need to hear, that a certain relationship that perhaps right now it doesn't work out, perhaps it's going to work out in the near or farther future, but it says that if it's meant to be, this love will find its way. So it could be a message for now, it could be a message for the future, hinting on the reading that's going to be probably most likely revolved around your romantic or platonic love. It could be also that. Okay, that's been said. Today we're shuffling camera, and the way this reading is going to go, we're going to have a look at you, what kind of person you're going to be 3 years from now. So this could be personality, looks, and so on. Then we're going to have a look, the primarily aspect is going to be the middle column. It's about your life in general. So everything that is going to be revolving about in your life, it could be your new home, your quality of life, your job, your education, or even your relationships if it's something that is very prominent in your life. So if your life in 3 years from now revolves around relationships, it will pop up in this column too. And then we're going to look at the relationships themselves. So we might actually get some messages from your life in 3 years column, or we can get extra messages about your friendships. Anyways, that's been said, let's have the reading ongoing. Okay, so first we're shuffling the tarot cards for your person that you're going to be in 3 years from now. So group number 1, what kind of person are they going to be in 3 years from now? Now this really draws my attention. We have the, 7 of Swords. And this one, that was really fast. And the Judgment. All right. So this makes me think about a couple of things. In case this refers to relationships, and I know I'm talking about you, but it kind of feels about your feelings right now, how you feel. It could be that either way, you or somebody around you are not being very honest with their feelings. And with the Judgment card here, it feels like this is going to change. Or it could be that you're being more honest about your own feelings, about how you feel, about what you want in life, and kind of pursuing things that perhaps you left behind or set aside and then didn't really pursue them for whatever reason that could be. That could be this or that. But even though it's about you, I do feel like it's also could revolve around relationship. So I do feel like there is a relationship right now, or will be in the short future, and there's going to be maybe a couple of misunderstandings or broken communication or some sort of like not... the word dishonesty is not what I want to use, but let's just stick with that word for now. Okay, and then with the Judgment card, I feel like this relationship is going to get back on track and flourish better. So in terms of relationship, this is the message I'm getting. In terms of you as a person, I do feel like you're getting way more out there, basically, or you might be even reconsidering of... either way, you are getting into a new relationship that kind of didn't work out before, whether that's about right now relationship that is has a bit of a bumpy road, or some relationship that's going to be happening in the near future. It also could talk about you as a person being more honest to yourself, and maybe even picking up on some hobbies that you left behind, or some interests that you were thinking of pursuing for a long time, but you just, for some reason, you were just kind of even tricking yourself, maybe like trying to back off from this hobby, work, excitement. So there is something, in any case, whatever your situation is, there's some sort of rejuvenation and being more honest about something, and or a situation, being very honest about it. And that is a significant aspect that's going to influence how you're going to be as a person. Now let's see a little bit more clarity about this. Okay, let's get you an oracle card about what kind of person you're going to be in 3 years from now. Okay, Divine Wisdom. So I do think those experiences with personal relationships are going to give you a lot of wisdom. I do feel like you're going to be very honest with yourself. You're going to know much better what you want in life and what you desire. And also you're going to have a pretty good kind of road map in your head of how situation can resolve, because you're going to have lived a couple of experiences, either way you're living them right now or in the short future. And for a lot of you, could be relationship based. And you're going to receive some sort of wisdom and knowledge that's going to benefit how a relationship is going to resolve in the next 3 years. Because I do feel like there is a relationship resolving in the next 3 years, in 3 years from the point that you're watching this video at. Okay, let's get you one more card. But yeah, definitely we get more wiser, more knowledge. And we have She Who Regrets, Battle, Victory, Bitterness. Okay, regret. Now I don't particularly think that is something that is going to influence your specific personality in 3 years from now. So regret is a temporary feeling always. So after we regret, there is some sort of resolution that kind of makes it better, or at least it makes sense why this happened. So this regret, I do feel like it has to do with the Judgment card, and that there is something that I do feel like this even regret is something recent, or that it's going to happen in the very near future, in the process of the next 3 years. And it is something that you're going to get that knowledge and wisdom from, and which is going to benefit your future relationships and your future self. Because I do feel maybe it could be for some of you that you regret that you didn't pick up on that hobby, that I was getting some messages about hobbies or work, or some sort of like that professional kind of environment. Maybe there could be a small regret that you didn't try it earlier, or it could be a regret that the message I'm getting here is that something was not done or something was not said. But I do feel like you're reflecting on this, and this situation resolves. So yeah, this regret is not about to stay, it's just a temporary situation, I do feel. Okay, let's get you one more card about you, and this reading will get long. I was trying to make them short, but this is a major reading, so it will get long, so please get comfortable. All right, I'm getting this one. Love is all around. Oh, talking about love. Oops, a few cards just dropped down. But yeah, love is all around. And there was one card that just flipped around. It was the sweet results await. But anyways, love is all around, and we have number 5 here if you add 4 and 1. So keep your ears open, because the knowledge that you receive, the wisdom that you receive through the years, will bring you some sort of message, perhaps. So this all is interconnected. That's what I'm feeling, and I do feel that there is a strong relationship aspect here, like in terms of it emphasizes here on your emotional side, basically. So love is all around. It makes me think that in 3 years from now, you're going to be very loved, and you're going to be definitely having that wonderful relationship that you built based on all the experiences you had so far and on the wisdom that you gained through even the previous years. It could be even not this next 3 years. It could be some knowledge that you already gained before. So this regret could also, for some of you, talk about past experiences. Another thing that I'm getting from this is that you might get a message from somebody. So there is a specific relationship I'm picking on for some reason, and it could be from your significant other. There is going to be a message, something you have to listen to. So watch for those signs. There's going to be some sort of message coming towards your way. And all of this is going to be very interconnected. It could be even like somebody, for some of you, some broken communication, this person that you didn't talk to before approaching you. Wow, that went really offsides. It was supposed to be me reading on your future self, but there is like this, I'm feeling this emotional feeling that you have in 3 years from now, and this is about your romantic life, or in general, love life. This is what it feels here, that it significantly improves. Also, you're way more honest, way more confident, you're way more confident with your choices in terms of public speaking and how you behave in the public. I do feel like you gain so much knowledge, and things that before maybe scared you, or you had anxiety about something, or things you felt not comfortable speaking up or something, it feels like you gain the wisdom of just letting go those thoughts, that anxiety, and being more honest with yourself and kind of pursuing your desires and wants more confidently. Basically, that's how it feels like. That's why we have this 2 cards here. In terms of looks, I honestly am really struggling here to tell you about looks, but when I thought about looks, I looked at this card here. So a lot of you, if you have dark brown hair or naturally brown hair, I do see this color from exactly 3 years from this point that you're watching. You will have the same color. If your natural hair color is brown, you will have brown. If your natural color is a bit lighter, you might dye it into brown, darker brown. But I do see that a lot of you will have brown hair at this point of time, and possibly hair around your shoulders, or a bit longer if you're a woman. If you're a man watching this, yes, also a little bit longer hair, not too long, but it depends on your perception, basically, because this reading is very general. So for you, you would consider this to be a little bit longer than the average. Okay, that was a lot. It was 10 minutes about you. Let's get about your life. So what can we see about group number 1's life in 3 years from now? This one. Okay, 3 of Cups signifies friendships right away. All this love and relationships that is in the air. Getting drawn to this one. 5 of Cups, and I want one more. So 5 of Cups, okay. And 5 of Swords. So here's the thing. And okay, in 3 years from now, I do feel like a lot of the friendships are gonna be filtered through. So I do feel like this could talk about this regret that we got here. We have the 5 of Cups, we have the 5 of Swords. So it could be that at the point of time where you're going to be in 3 years from then, you might be regretting that you didn't keep in contact with some people in the past. Or maybe you were not very honest with them, or there was not enough communication, because I'm looking at this, it makes me think of communication with the sound coming through. But at the same time, with the 3 of Cups, it also talks to me that you're going to have new connections. There will be, okay, maybe for some of you, there could be a slight regret that you didn't keep in contact with some people. But I don't feel like this is going to be a major aspect, to be honest, because with the 3 of Cups, I do feel like you're going to have new contacts, new environment, very different people too, from different areas. And the sense of regret that I'm feeling here because of the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups here. So I feel, yeah, like broken, like something, because it talks about sword energy and cup energy here, makes me think about feelings and communication. So therefore, I kind of get this feeling that there's a lot about connections here, romantic, platonic, but there's a lot about connections here. It could be for some of you that there is a slight regret that you didn't speak up your feelings sooner to a significant other, and maybe at that point of time you're just friends. But everything changes. So from from the point, from everything changes in the process anyways. So we're looking right now at the point of time when it's exactly 3 years from now. So basically, I do see you having friendships, but I also see you having a small regret about some contacts from the past. Could be even some lovers, or it could be also if you don't resonate with relationships, which is a strong aspect in this case, but it could be that you're regretting over not having done it sooner, basically. That's kind of how it feels. Okay, let's see what we can see more. So group number 1, your life in 3 years from now. Oops. One flipped, but I got drawn to a different one. I do this very often, don't get surprised. Okay, and also this one. Community. Okay, so we have the community and we have the 4th chakra. Once again, talking about relationships and love. The 4th chakra is the chakra of the heart. The community makes me think about friendships mainly. So how I'm seeing this revolving here, and I think I'm going to get you one more card because I want more clarity. There's going to be a lot about your connections in 3 years from now. A lot about your connections. Unexpected visitors, again about connections. Okay, we also have a lot of 5s. We have a lot of 5s. So we have where did we have a 5 again? 5 here, 2 5s here, 1 5 here. So this could signify that you're going to change a lot of relationships by that time. It means friendships, means platonic. Also, you're going to have a new community. So you're going to have a new community. When this unexpected visitors comes forward, it means that there are going to be new people coming into our life. So perhaps you're going to meet new people that are going to kind of take this regret away, because I don't think this is going to stay for a long time. I do feel maybe you're going to think here and there that maybe you should have spoken to this person earlier, or why this relationship didn't work out, but it's going to be a very small and not very long basically feeling. That's how it feels like here, because you're going to be surrounded by a new community, a new new friends that really love you, because the 4th chakra next to the community makes me think that there is a sense of belongingness. And with unexpected visitors, like in this row, it makes me think that these are new connections. These are new people that are going to be in your life, and they're going to make you really happy, because you're going to be basically with this heart chakra here. Makes me think that there's going to be a lot of love coming from both sides. Beautiful platonic love. I'm going to get you one more card, because your life so far looks like there's a lot about relationships so far. Family. Okay. Let me get you one more. And boundaries. The boundaries could indicate, once again, the past. So the past... It could be a regret over past lover too, if we look at the combination here. But it's very small, very small thing in between. So I do feel, so here's what I think. For some of you, it could be that there is a person back then that you were friends with, but things didn't escalate by that time as fast as you wanted to. So you're not haven't built a family yet with that person. That could be one message. Another thing that I'm seeing here is that, I know it's not a very positive message, but it is what I'm getting. So if you don't resonate with this pilot, you can also see maybe there was another pilot was drawing your attention more. But other things that I'm seeing here is that some of you might actually have a family by that time. So this new community could be that you're going to be having a family. Now, don't look at the boundaries here, because the boundaries associates to me with those cards here. It could be that it didn't, or it won't happen that fast as you want it to happen. Or it could be that you're stuck a little bit on the past thoughts of regret, and you can't kind of move towards the new, like you keep on thinking here and there sometimes of the past, and what if you had done things differently. That's where the wisdom comes from, the knowledge. That's where this regret card here came from. But I see you having a family. I think those two are speaking of two different messages. I see you actually having a family, or at the very least, by that time, you might be meeting somebody who you potentially will have a family with. This regret doesn't stay, it goes away soon enough. And those boundaries, I do think it has to do with your emotional state, because your thoughts sometimes will be drifting towards things, what if I had said this or that. But in overall, there's a lot of positive connections around you. And I do feel like you're definitely building a family. You're moving to a new community. You'll have a new community around you. Let me get you one more card about your romantic relationships, because here we see a family. So I want to get bit of clarity. Reconciliate. Okay, maybe that is what it is. I forgot it actually. I forgot a little bit the message I told you in the very beginning. And by the way, on the back we have the past life relationships and unrequited love from the other side. So this could mean, and I'll tell you, this could mean, because we have how could I forget this message from the very beginning? I got so drifted into this. We have the Judgment card, which is about reconciliation with somebody. It's about a renewal. It's about rejuvenation. And then we have reconciliation here, and this could be the one. So now this plays out a little bit of a different scenario. So if you felt disappointed by now, I think we have a little bit more clarity on what's going on so far. This regret, so I think there is a person comes, okay, all right. Okay, it's a very strong message. So for a lot of you, it could be a person who's coming back from your past, that you had a lot of regret about, that you were not very honest or straightforward with this person. Or maybe one of the two of you were hiding their feelings, so you did not speak about your feelings, so you kind of felt that you missed a chance, or maybe you should have spoken something. That's where I was drawing to this communication here. Okay, now it makes sense. And then the family and the boundaries. So, right, I felt like the regret was about not making a family earlier. So, okay, so at that point of time, you might be friends with this person. So this person might actually all of a sudden pop up in your life. We have the unexpected visitors. A person who you regretted having this broken communication with comes back into your life. It could be even earlier than in that exactly time of 3 years. It could be on the second year or something, on the 1.5 years from now. But this person comes back, and yeah, unexpected visitors. You will have a community of your friends, a really loving one, and this person will just pop up. And it's going to be probably most likely not most likely, it's a general reading, but for a lot of you, it could be a person who you could have a family with in the further future. So somebody who you potentially could be having a family with, or others of you could already have been building a family in 3 years from now with a person that at this point of time, there is lack of communication with, and then there's some sort of reconciliation with this person happening. Either way within the 3 years or in the end of the 3 years. And this could be the one. You're already met the romantic partner you seek. This makes me think about the family card we have. The reconciliation makes me think about the Judgment, about these regret cards that come here and there, but I didn't feel like they're impactful. This is the thing from the very beginning, because probably there was this feeling about not having things said earlier, or things not having moved forward earlier. So this person, and I know I'm supposed to read it on your life. I'm sorry. Your relationship is a very prominent thing in your life. So yeah, there is a person coming back into your life in 3 years or within the 3 years from now. Somebody who either way right now the communication doesn't work out, or it didn't in the past, or it will in the shortest future, because it reads on a short pretty much situation from now. Okay, and yeah, this is a person who you could potentially have a family with. And the regret comes from the fact that there were not things said. There was not enough clarity. There were not enough things said at that point of time in the past. So things could have moved faster. But for everything, there is a perfect timing, my loves. For everything, there is a perfect timing. So this person that was supposed to come to your life in that point of time. So that means you were supposed to gain some divine wisdom. You were supposed to gain some knowledge until this person shows up again in your life, and until things start happening again. All right, now it makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's get you 2 more cards about your relationships. So in this point of time, we had a lot about relationships. So maybe we see something about your friendships, perhaps. We had a lot of community here. Okay, so group number 1, your relationships in 3 years from now. This one. 3 of Wands. And let's get you one more, because I'm going for 2 cards, even though I got you through 3 cards here. Okay, 9 of Swords. All right. 9 of Swords. Again, the same regret thing. Okay, we're getting this message very, very straightforwardly. We have the 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and then we have the 9 of Swords here. Thoughts, regrets, constant thinking. But this is all thoughts. So basically, we didn't have any Pentacle energy, which is more practical, right? We didn't have any Fire energy, which is also more practical. We had emotions and thoughts. So there was an element of regret here and there, but with 3 of Wands, what it makes me think of, next to this, because how the reading so far went, I'm reading from this perspective. It shows kind of like the reflects the situation. So the 3 of Wands is about new beginnings, about new horizons, and about like expansion of a sort. That in this case, I think it comes from a situation being rejuvenated, as we saw here. So once again, also, by the way, about your looks, I do see you having this type of hair, like in terms of brown shade, about like more or less about this shade and about this length for the women that are watching this. For men, it could be like this man over here that drew my attention a lot when I was thinking about looks. So it could be a little bit shorter than this, but kind of like longer than average hairstyle that you would perceive as long. Okay, back to your relationship. So once again, the same message repeats here. So I feel like there is new beginnings of a sort with something that you were thinking about or regretting about a lot. And there was a regret, as I said before, about something not happening earlier. So I really hope you stayed until right now, because in the beginning it looked very disappointing, but now I'm getting the point here. I'm getting the messages crystal clear that there is a strong element of reconciliation and potential family and building future with family or very strong community sense with this person. If family is what you want. It could be also like that, just a very strong feeling here of a person that you regretted not talking, being crystal clear with, or coming out with your feelings towards that person. They come into your life again later. Let's get you one more, a couple more cards about your relationships. So group number 1, your relationships. Let's see what else. This one right away. Poised. That is a good contrast to what we have. Oh, by the way, on the back of the deck we have all the glitter, and the front we have round and round, which talks about a situation kind of not resolving, about old patterns kind of sticking in, or basically just situation ongoing. With in reverse, it makes me think that it resolves, and also it makes me think about past connections when the round and round comes, past experiences. In reverse, it makes me think always about resolutions, and all that glitter makes me think generally about good things. So it's a good thing. I'm gonna get you one more of these. I don't really have that many cards about relationships in terms of oracle cards, but I'm just trying to get you the possible best ones. Oh, first chakra. It is a chakra of sexual chakra. So yeah, it probably most likely talks here about your significant other. Poised and the first chakra, there's a lot of attraction. It's going to be a lot of attraction. So when you meet again, I think there's going to be this like instant understanding and this instant attraction going on there. And I do think probably from both sides. I do feel like it. So this regret, this like thoughts, this all of this, because we had a right away hint in the very beginning. We have the judgment. This is a reconciliation, a wanted one, and this could be a person who, if you want to have a family, you could potentially have a family with this person, some of you. Others, it could be just a very strong connection, a really strong friendship that you receive back into your life. Or it could be even a reconciliation with a family member, which for a minority of you, I do think it's not a family member, it could be for the minority. But for most of you, it could be a romantic connection / a very strong platonic connection. But a very strong romantic connection is a prominent aspect here too. What else should I get you? I don't want to get you one of my cards. I'm gonna get you these, and let's see about your relationships. What else can we see? In terms of friendships, you will have a new community, I see. Will have a lot of new great friends here. Yeah, I get the grieving. This comes like so often. I do, but honestly, look at this card first. We have the grieving, but we have the butterfly, the blue butterfly. It always signifies change in all the decks, and it comes for some reason in blue. But anyways, this signifies change. So this grieving, and the messages here are clear, some sort of regret, and this is gonna go and turn around. So with the divine, once again, let's go to the beginning. I'm gonna remind you a little bit what we had here. Divine wisdom and the she of regrets. So you will receive some experiences. So this regret will go away once you meet this person once again, obviously, because it might be still a little bit of regret, like why didn't we do it earlier? But the reason is because we're supposed to, both of the sides, supposed to get some knowledge, some wisdom, some journey steps before that connection happened in the most positive way. So grieving here, I know it's not a positive card, but it is in the positive aspect because I'm seeing a reconciliation. Now let's get you one more. And the fertility, okay. And we have the love on the other side and the transformation. Look at this. Love and transformation. So a change is definitely happening. Fertility. Well, the first underneath the first chakra, it could be also for some of you a person who you're gonna be having literally a family with, a full scale family with, if you know what I mean. But yeah, oh my gosh, this gets so longer than any other video I have ever done so far. But yeah, I do feel like I want to get you one more card, but we're getting so long on time. Okay, now we're gonna get you one more card, and then that's kind of it for today's reading. I know you stayed so long. Oopsie. Okay, all right. Those two just came through. So we have the pleasant letter and the rich, good gentleman. Wow. The connection here is, the messages here are so freaking clear. It's amazing. So remember I told you that most likely a lover connection is gonna come with a message from somewhere. So then it's possible that for a lot of you, this person could contact you first, or there could be, some sort of phone, some sort of communication going. The pleasant letter and the rich, good gentleman. So who knows? This person could be very well off by that time for some of you. And in any case, it just talks about the good gentleman. It's a nice person that's going to reach out to you. So that's nice. It is very relationship oriented, your reading. So if you didn't resonate, I'm so sorry. It probably isn't the reading for you. But if you did, that's great. That is fantastic. All right. But that's it for the day. And wow, you're amazing if you stayed so long with me. This is a major reading, like for the next 3 years. So that's why it took so long. The next readings are going to be shorter, so don't worry, it's not going to be always this long. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also feel free to comment too, but to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the reading. And yeah, that really helps the channel. It really, really motivates me to make more content for you, and I'm really grateful for each one of you. I know I keep repeating myself like a broken record each reading, but I'm going to be saying it because I am grateful for each one of you. So yeah. That's it for today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 2s. If you chose those 2 butterflies here, then this is your messages for your life in 3 years from now. So it is a timeless reading, so it depends when you click on this video. It counts 3 years from that moment that you clicked that video. Those butterflies have affirmations on the back, so we're going to go ahead and read them. Letting go creates space for me to receive. All right, so here's what it makes me think. So this could refer to your future reading because we still have to shuffle. Stay tuned for that. But it also could indicate something that you might want to hear right now. So maybe you recently lost something. Or maybe you recently a communication got broken, or maybe recently some sort of professional environment didn't go as you wanted it to go. So it could be for some of you that it encourages you to have faith, because it means that there is better things coming in. For others, it could refer to the reading that we're going to have right now, as it happened to the first pile, for instance, that it refers to what is going to be happening in the next 3 years, or in the exact time of 3 years from now, which means that there's going to be a lot of changes, and there are going to be a lot of new things coming in, better serving you things. All right, but that's being said, how this reading is going to go, we're going to have a look into you as a person. I'm going to try and see what kind of maybe talents you develop, what kind of personality traits are the strongest at that point of time. Also, I'm going to try and see your looks if I can by that time. Also, we're going to have a look at your life, like the most prominent things about your life. So this is actually the major and the main point of our reading. And this is where we're going to see what is the most influential thing in your life and most changing and prominent thing in your life by that time. It could be relationships, it could be like signifying some goodness, wellness, some life quality situation, health situation, a lot of things that are really prominent for your mindset at that point of time. And your relationships, that would be the last row, which could a little blend in between all of the other columns. Basically, the energies are just all interconnected, because it's you in the end of the time. It's your life in that time, so all of the messages were also interconnected in the previous reading. That's being said, with my very long monologue, hope you're still here. Let's get into the shuffling process. Okay, so group number 2, what kind of person are you going to be in 3 years from now? Oof. That came strong, so we're going to take this. All right, we have the Ace of Swords and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, here, what I'm thinking. First thing first, the very first thing that came into my mind when those 2 cards came is that you're a much stronger person by that time. And by stronger, I mean that you're going to be very materially stable by that time. And also your way of thinking is going to be like much lighter, much clearer, and you're going to feel it much more at ease by that time than you are right now, because I feel like there's a comparison here to your state of mind right now. Also, I'm looking at this crown here, and I know it comes in a lot of tarot text, but I still somehow it prominently pops up to me here. I do feel like you're going to be doing very well off, most likely in your career. For some of you, for a lot of you, could be that you're very, at the very least, I do feel the energy of you being very settled down, very like stable on your feet, basically. Stable on your feet would be the good way to describe this. And another thing I'm seeing here is that you're thinking, like, you have such clarity, such decisiveness too. You're much more decisive. You have this very clarity. Your life, if right now you feel confused, by that time you're gonna know exactly where you're heading, what's happening, and there's just this settling, secure, and understanding energy ongoing. In terms of your looks, now I do feel for a lot of you, it can be various. But here's two extremes that I'm seeing. Either way, you have very long hair, because I'm looking at this lady here and she has very long hair. So if you're a woman watching this, your hair could be like way below your shoulders. Like it could be pretty long. Also, I do see you having your natural hair color by that time. Most of you will have your natural hair color by then. So no like dramatic changes with your hair color. If any, it could be just you make your hair a shade lighter from your usual, because this looks to me like light brown, and for some reason speaks to me like lighter tones. So if you even dye your hair, it's going to be a little bit lighter from your tone right now. For others, it could be that you have really short hair and curly. I'm not sure why this pops up, but curly too. Maybe you make curls or you're naturally curly. It is, I think it's a very specific message for some of you. I don't think it resonates for everyone. But yeah, that's about the looks. So let's get you this one and see what else can we see about you as a person. So group number 2, what kind of person are they going to be in 3 years from now? This just calls out to me. Romantic love. All right. So I do feel, okay, so also in the back we have the stillness and the radical acceptance. Now don't get freaked out with the stillness. I do feel like it talks about your security in the specific reading. Anyways, romantic love. So, okay, by this I see the curls again. So some of you could have curls, even naturally. If you have naturally curly hair and you maybe were straightening it up or whatever procedure you were doing, I think in any case your curly hair is on point by that time. Or if you have natural straight hair, maybe you style your hair in curls by that time, specifically in 3 years from this point that you're watching. All right, romantic love could also indicate that your romantic life is going to be pretty good. It could be also that you're getting married. Now, this security could indicate a lot of things, so I'm just take what resonates. This security could literally talk about settling down, making a family. It could talk about your well-being, material well-being. In the very least, I do feel like your material well-being, it is secure, whatever your situation is. Some of you, it could be that you're already married, and that's where the romantic love pops in. It could also mean that you're in love, like your feelings, and 3 years from then is romantic love. So you feel romantic love at that point of time, if that makes sense. Because we're looking at everything that has to do with you at that point of time. Okay, let's get you one more card about you. Oh, this just flipped. She who hopes. Okay, very interesting also. Both of those images, and in this deck, the particular thing that also kind of bothered me was that we didn't have that many people in color in this deck. Now, both of those cards, though, are people in color and with curls. That could be your looks. That could be the way how you look right now or how you look in the future. So, yeah, just for some of you. So, okay, so she who hopes, love, hope, relationships. Again, love, hope, relationships, and we have romantic love. So it could be that a lot of you get married. At the very least, I do see you being loved at that point of time. I see you being loved. I see you being clear-minded. I see that you have a security of some sort. Definitely a security. For some reason, and I'm going to mention it, it's not for everyone, so just take it if it resonates. Some of you could be pregnant, either way that time or a little bit earlier, before those 3 years run out. You could be pregnant, so second year, maybe close into third year, if that's what you want, if that's what you plan, because the very first moment I took this card, I felt her pregnant, I saw her pregnant, I don't know. So it could be a thing, since we also have so much love, I decided to mention that. And I'll get you then one more card, and then we're gonna move to your life. Okay. Ew. These cards, I will be honest, you can probably see that I haven't used them too much. They're still sticking to one another. Tend to the small things. All right. And we have the number 4 that pops up prominently here. So the number 4 about security, once again, also number 2 about partnerships. Interesting. A lot of you might have a family by that time. Just take it if it resonates. There is security. That's another message. Tend to the small things. So tend to the small things. I do feel like your life by that time is going to be so settled down and secure, in a good way settled down. Don't freak out. If you still want to have adventures, you will. But it will feel secure. And if right now it feels like you have so much to take care of, like there's so many responsibilities, things feel heavy, things feel like there's so many major things that you still need to achieve or to pursue, by that time, I do feel like you're going to feel like your responsibilities are much lower, in a positive direction, that is, and you're going to be tending to literally the small things, basically. It won't feel that you have so many grand things to take care of simultaneously, or at the very least at that time. Like, it feels like you're going to be attending to the small things, like they're not going to be that much bothering you at that point of time, and you're going to feel like a lot of those resolutions just already came, and you have like the security that you can just look at the smaller things, not just rush in to make grand changes. That might be the case right now for some of you. Okay, now let's, after 10 minutes nearly, move to your, I would say, main column. This is your life. So your life in 3 years from now. Anything we can see prominent about your life in 3 years from now. Group number 2. This one just calls out to me. Strength, again about security, a lot about security. And this one too. Oh, okay, you will have a family. Most likely your security for a lot of you has to do with family. We have the 10 of Cups and the Strength here. So for a lot of you, it could be that you will be, or others, it could be a very, very committed and strong, very nicely based, strong relationship with your significant other. If you don't resonate with any of those romantic aspects, which is really, really strong, by the way, but it could be that your friendships are going to be very, very strong. Like, you're going to be surrounded with very, very bonded and trusty and beautiful platonic love. But in any case, I do feel you being very secure. Like, this Strength here, this 10 of Cups, I do feel you being very secure in both relationships, in general, like you have this feeling of security in your life. Also in terms of material, I do feel like you're very secure in that aspect too, because the reason why you can attend to small things is that you don't have to worry too much about finances. And I do feel for a lot of you, you're not going to be taking care of your finances alone. So that's what makes me think about the marriage. It could also potentially be that you're living with a person under the same roof, not exactly married, but living with this person under the same roof. Yeah. Okay, let's get you one more card and we'll see what else can we see about your life. Transformation. Okay. So a lot is going to change in these years. I do feel the security aspect being very strong. It makes me think that maybe right now you're not fully secure in your feet. Not to say that maybe you're just, to make it sound right. So what I'm trying to say is that it might feel right now that for some of you, maybe that you feel confused, or you're not sure where your life is going towards to, or maybe you're asking about relationships these days a lot. And it could be that why I'm feeling such a strong emphasis on security is because there is this change happening, and that's why it's such a strong emphasis, like as in comparison to a situation. So there's a transformation, the security, this is happening. I keep mentioning security, I'm like a broken record by now, but just bear with me. Oh, on the back we have happiness, and on the other side we have peace. That's kind of how I describe actually your pile so far. It feels very peaceful and fulfilled too. That's how the security, this is like a very complete kind of so far life situation. Okay, let's get you one more card from this deck here. This is about your life still. So group number 2, what kind of life you're going to be having in 3 years from now. I'm hoping I will see some, okay, walking away. Could be moving to some, whoa. Okay, we got 2 cards flipped. This is a bit too much that I was aiming for, but it's fine. Okay, so walking away. Oh, right. We did have something about let go, right? Okay, that could be it. This could be that a situation right now, like you're leaving a situation right now or in the near future that doesn't serve you right. It could also talk about that you're going to leave a lot of things out that don't serve you right, because this is also affirmation mentioned here. You're going to, like the transformation, actually walking away makes me think that you're going to turn your life around. You're going to decide to just let go of things that don't serve you right, or they naturally will just fade away from your life. But that's a good thing, because what is it here? yeah, there would be space for new things to come. And that's actually exactly what's happening here. That's quite amazing. Okay, I'm really happy how this turns out so far. But yeah, definitely there's new things coming in. Now this popped up right after the walking away. So don't freak out about this card. This is a positive card. I always perceive it with my amazing optimism as a positive card. So it comes now naturally as a positive card in my readings. All tied up means that you're very secure and settled on something. So all tied up means that if you're in a marriage, for instance, if you're looking into your relationship readings, this could indicate that you're all tied up as in like you're taken, you know, and that you're committed. It could also talk about the fact that you're just very secure and you're settled down in one place. We also have number 5, so changes. That is not surprising with how it resolves so far. And if you look at here, number 6 always associates to me with more of a balanced life in all of the areas of your life. We have also a woman holding a coin twice. Similar imagery, right? So you're going to be very well off financially too. Also, some of you may even have a cat by that time. Just the cat just popped up to me. So you might even have a cat by that time if that's something that you want. Just a very specific random message that I just got. But yeah, security, stability. I do feel for a lot of you this could talk about bonds in terms of marriage. So a lot of you could be either way in a very committed relationship or a platonically very bonded relationship at that time, because this is relationships. Or very big fulfillment, but mainly about relationships. Because it's about feelings, about your emotional state. Yeah, so very tied up here in terms like they were either way very bonded, literally bonded relationships with your platonic environment, or for a lot of you, most likely here, it's marriage or very committed relationship where you already most likely in 3 years from now live in the same place. All right, I'm gonna get you one more card since we didn't have so many already. I'm still gonna get you one more card, but I'm not sure from where. This one asks my attention, so I'm just gonna get you one from here. This one, just right, this one. Soulmates. Oh, okay. All right, this could be that this could literally talk about relationships. We have 2 decks so far talking about relationships, but a different type of resolutions. So, yeah. Soulmates. It's a pretty straightforward card. We also have number 5 changes again. So for both, so far I did your second reading. So for both of the readings, there are a lot of changes happening. And for you, pile number 2s, group number 2s, it seems like again it revolves around relationships, and there is definitely a very, very secure environment. Loving, secure, you feel love for this person. I mean, you're also loved back, to also indicate that. I do feel like it's definitely mutual, and it's a beautiful energy here of security, stability, and knowing what you want, being good on your feet, like very secure on your feet. Okay. Once again, it's getting pretty long. I'm so sorry, guys. If you're like looking for short readings, this is a pretty major reading, so it got a little bit long. Again, because if you watch my previous reading, it's also pretty long. I'll get forward with small readings, with short readings as well. But yeah, your relationships, group number 2. Your relationships in 3 years from now. What else can we see? Maybe we see a little bit about your friendships. Okay, I had to collect the cards. They were all over the place. All right, now let's see. Your relationships in 3 years from now, my loves, my pile number, group number 2. This just flipped. Okay, we have the 5 of Wands. This instantly makes me think you're gonna have a lot of admirers. Or a lot of friendships. Okay, those 2 also flipped. If the spirit wants to tell us something, it flips the cards. I'm really grateful for that. I don't have to do it myself. Anyways, so we have the 3 of Cups and we have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands can talk about competition, but when it comes to my readings, it talks a lot about a certain hustle or an environment with a lot of people. It could be that you have a lot of admirers. That's one thing I was thinking of, because the fire energy makes me think about passion. And we have all of these men here. I instantly think about admirers of the opposite sex of a sort. It doesn't matter which gender is, but just this is my perception right now. But it could be that you're having a lot of admirers of a sort. Even though you're happily in a relationship, you might have a lot of admirers in your workplace or in your surroundings, in your community. Another meaning, it could be that you'll have a lot of friends, because we have the 3 of Cups here. So a lot of friends too. With the Judgment card, it could be that you're... So one thing I'm getting from all of this is that you keep all their contacts. Either way, all their contacts get into your life more closely. So maybe you reunite, reconnect with some older friendships that you had. And they're there to stay. And I do feel, so here's the thing, I do feel like your connections, your environment, your community will have very diverse people. Those two cards always, like, I'm always looking at how different the hair colors are here and how different the people here look. So it makes me think about your environment. You can have a very diverse group of people. So it could be with different interests, different looks, very, very radically different looks, or very different environments where you met them. Could be from work, from, like, I don't know, a community that you joined, or some sort of hobby that you started, like dancing or whatever. So it could be like from literally different areas that you have a lot of friendships. I think you have a lot of connections. Also, for the family ones that already, well, I do feel a committed relationship one way or another anyways for most of you. So in this case, you have a lot of shared and common contacts too. It's kind of like you have this family environment already where you have like your own contacts, like your friends coming over for dinner, things like that. So there is like very different, this could be also why I feel like different energies. It could be also from their side and your side, like friendships mutual friendships that you have. The Judgment could talk about rejuvenation of some situations. So it talks about older connections, either way lasting for now or coming back into your life. Lasting until like the 3 years from now, or coming back into your life within the 3 years, or at the very least they're back 3 years from this point that you're watching this. Okay, let me get you, I'm getting really anxious right now because of the time, but let me get you one of these and see what else can we see about your connections. Oh, here and now. Okay, so this makes me think about the Judgment card. So some of the connections that you have right now could last or could come back to your life in the future. It will be a welcoming choice to accept them. It could be mainly, I do think it refers mainly to friendships, but it depends obviously on your situation. But I do feel like it mainly refers to friendships or some acquaintances. They will be coming back into your life. I'm looking at the number again, 5 changes. So yes, past, future, now. So it feels like they're there to stay. This one interpretation of this card is that these connections that you have right now, the positive, the happy ones that you have, they will stay until that point of time, or you will reconnect in 3 years from now with some connections that will serve you right, that you're going to be good because your life is very uplifting by that time. If I had to find a word to describe it. Okay, one more card about your connections. That's too many. That was my mistake. One more card about your connections. Oh, this one. No, not this one. I cannot get drawn to any card. Wait a minute. No. There's one card about your connections. Come on. I'm just so determined to get you so many cards, you have no idea. This is like this one. Oh, okay. And this one. All right. For some reason, I got attracted to both of those. All right. So this talks about the fact that you can have a lot of freedom in your environment. So it feels like you're not going to feel, if you looked at this card and you felt intimidated, it's not how you're going to literally feel like. There's going to be freedom in this. There's going to be understanding, and there's going to be shared environment, basically. Now the family card, I guess you can guess what it could mean. It talks about the fact that you're building a family with somebody by that time. So it talks about both your community, your connections and friendships, but also the fact that you're going to be having a family with a person. Now, whether you know this person or not, I can't really be certain because we don't have any hints about this. But just stay assured that there will be, considering how strong the message is, for most of you who chose this pile and resonate with it, you're going to have a romantic partner, and most likely you're going to be already in a very committed relationship with this partner, which is going to be very mutually understanding. There's going to be an essence of freedom there. And you're going to feel very secure and peaceful. Like I'm getting this peacefulness too here. So you're going to be focused on the small things because the grand things are going to be settled down in a positive sense of that word, basically. Okay. I don't know why I'm drawn to get you more cards, as if we didn't have enough more already, but I'm going to get you one more card. Just, and then we're going to be done. Okay, so group number 2. Any additional messages we can get about your life in 3 years from now? This one. A little child. All right. You might be having children. I mean, if you have a 5 mil settlement, and we had also a child here, kept looking at it, but we didn't have too much emphasis on it, so it means that it could be for some of you, not all of you. So it could be that you are getting a child in 3 years from now for some of you, because we didn't have too much emphasis on this. Just one message I got here, but it was very weak, so I didn't really mention it. I'm just gonna get you that we have two cards. Main person and a change. So yeah, definitely that I think is gonna. Oh, on the back we have the success and love, and the false person. Now I'm not quite sure. Oh, you could talk about connections in between, but anyways. So back to these cards. A change means that there's gonna be a positive change. Like there's a lot of change happening. Like basically, remember the contrast that I mentioned between now and then. This change, I think, is emphasizing on that. There's going to be this sense of security happening in a very positive direction in 3 years from now. You have a very secure and settled in a positive direction kind of settlement in 3 years from now. And it's more feeling like a committed relationship or a family settlement already. In the very least, for some of you, it could already, if you're not married by that time, it could be heading towards that direction at the very least for some of you. The main person talks about the fact that so when this comes into my readings, and we have also the number 2, partnerships, but when the main person comes into my readings, it makes me think about that one significant other, that person that you're sharing your life with, basically, the main person in your eyesight, basically in your sight area, if that makes sense. And some of you could have children. That's it. That was our reading. I hope you were able to resonate. It was very specific in some areas. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also feel free to like and subscribe. That very much helps the channel. And I'm very grateful for each one of you guys, really. Like all of the comments, all the support that you give me. This is incredible. It makes me love what I'm doing even more. Thank you. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for staying so long with me. And I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye. Hello, group number 3s. If you chose this green butterfly here, then this is your reading about what's going to be happening in your life 3 years from now. Now, those are affirmation butterflies, so they have messages on the back of the card, and we're going to read it now. So, I'm doing so well on my life journey. I'm proud of myself. So that could indicate 2 things now. I'm looking at those messages and all of the readings that I did so far as like either way a message that you need to hear right now, which I do think is the case, but also a message that resonates with what's going to be happening in the reading. So it could be either way one of those things, or it could be both. So what it makes me think right away, I do feel like you're going to be doing quite well in terms of life security. So career is doing pretty well. I do feel like your life in general, like I feel like this essence of luck happening, like it changes and your life kind of swirling towards a positive direction. Now this primarily makes me think about career or professional environment and kind of material security. We'll see what else comes up, but this is kind of like the message I'm getting from here. And yeah, you will have achieved significantly more by that time than, I mean, you already have achieved a lot, my loves, but by that time I feel like there's going to be this element that you're proud of yourself, that you did all this journey and you achieved so many good things, you know? I can feel the pride, in a good sense, pride. All right, let's put this here and how this reading is going to go. We're going to have a look into you as a person. So your personality traits, talents, maybe how your looks are like in 3 years from now, anything we can get about you as a person. Don't feel violated in terms of privacy. And then we're going to have a look into your life direction. Basically every significant change or element that is happening in your life is going to pop up in this column. So if it's career, profession, some sort of life quality, or even your relationships and marriage, it will pop up in the lifeline, in the life column in 3 years from now. And then you're going to have a look into your relationships. So that's been said, we're shuffling camera and this is going to take a while. So please get comfortable and cozy and we'll get started. All right, group number 3s. Let's see what kind of person you're going to be in 3 years from now. So group number 3s, what kind of person you're going to be? Oh, we got 2 cards. We have the 6 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Okay. So right away, what I'm seeing from here is that you're going to be very loved by your friends person. So you're going to be a very people's person too. It could be that you're a person who keeps in touch with older friends from like real childhood times. It could be also that your friendship's just going to be like very bonded and long. So I do feel like a friendship is a really big aspect here. Now, in terms of your looks, honestly, I think a lot of you might have short hair. So in your sense of understanding of the word short, this would be like, in my sense, it's like this picture here would be like around the neck, the middle of the neck, or like the end of the neck, but kind of like this bob kind of hairstyle. But take it as you. I understand the word short, and I do see you having short hairstyles. If you're a woman, if you're a man, that's equally, yeah, short too. And in terms of hair color, honestly varies. I do think like in the next 3 years, you might be changing your hairstyle quite a bit, or your hair color quite a bit too. And the process of 3 years from the moment we are looking at right now, most of my viewers of group number 3 have very various hair colors. That's what I'm seeing. But a lot of you, most of you, probably short haircut. So take it as it resonates. Now the 6 of Cups could also talk about... So I do think in 3 years from now, the contacts and the friendships that you had from the point of the time that you watch right now, they're still there. They're not going anywhere. So the very bonded and good friendships, the contacts and the life that you have around you that you enjoy right now, it will stay there. Another interpretation that I'm seeing here is that you might be having your own home and children by the time. That's 2 different messages, but take it as it resonates. But I feel like very uplifting energy. Like I do feel like your social circle is very uplifting by that time. I know we're looking at you. I'm really trying to put it that way, but we have very diverse here. It's all about your 3 years basically. So it will blend in. The energies will blend in. Okay, let's see a bit more. Maybe we get more about the person who you're going to be in 3 years from now. So group number 3, what kind of person you're going to be in 3 years from now? Ah. Okay, I think there is a card that wants to come out, but I'm just not sure which. Salvation. Ah, that's nice. So there's this element of happiness and feeling like very nice and light. Like there's this light energy about you. That there is this very happy energy about you. So I think from 3 years from now, you're going to be very happy. You're going to feel very light, whatever that means to you. For me, it means when there's the clarity of mind, when there's nice connections around you, when you feel very loved too. It could be connections that you have right now that last until then, but I do feel like you're also going to meet a couple of new people too. But you're somebody who treasures the experience. I do see you treasuring the experiences that you lived so far and the memories and all of the lessons that you got from your friends, your acquaintances, from the people that you met in your path. I see you implementing and having those wisdoms and knowledges throughout the next 3 years. So I know it's kind of generic, it's not very specific, but that's kind of how it makes me feel here, because the 6 of Cups always talks about some sort of like memories, lingering memories. You could also talk about children too. So that's what I said. Some of you might have children if that's something you want. But we'll see a bit more. So don't get too stuck on the message of the children, because it might be something that is just for the real minority of you. We'll see. So let's see, what else do we see about you? Group number 3. 2 cards. All right, we'll take that. Normally we're aiming for 1, but... So first we have Iris with a she who grants wishes, wish, desires, hope, and then we have she who frees, liberation, unrestrained, freedom. Okay, so the element of freedom is really strong here too, like with this lightness of energy, but also she who wishes. So I do feel like a lot of your ambition, I do see you being happy. Like this is one prominent thing that I'm seeing. I do see you being very happy and very light and very... You don't have any emotional, basically, there's heavy emotional feelings like grief perhaps, or sorrow or sadness, or even like some sort of anxiety triggering. I do feel you being very clear-minded and light. So that's a very important thing that I'm feeling from this group. With this liberation and freedom, it might even talk about what I just mentioned before, like that even if you're right now going through some sort of anxious situations, or even if you're right now going through, even sometimes you might have some thoughts that are heavy on your mood, I do see you like releasing that. Somehow your environment is so enhancing of your positive mood and lightness, feeling of being light, not having intrusive bad thoughts or not having like any anxiety. I mean, obviously it's not like it's gonna be like this through the entire 3 years, but the point of the 3 years from now, it feels like you're mentally in a much better place. I do feel like it. And once again, I'm getting this very lucky twist and change. So I do feel like you're also, I'm again looking at the short hair. The short hair is a prominent thing. But yeah, and I'm looking at this card and I'm feeling like so your life is moving towards the direction that you wish for it to be. So there's a lot of changes in your life that kind of happen to the way that you want it. And I do feel it has to do with professional environment. I do feel you also treasuring your contacts, your connections, your friendships a lot. Like you're really treasuring them. And as I said before, it might be that your connections are lasting from the ones that you have right now until that point. That can also be the case. But yeah, your energy feels very light and your mind feels more calm in a sense, and you feel happy. I do feel like this energy of joy. That's the joy of feeling. Okay, I'm gonna get you one more card for you, and then we're gonna move to your life resolutions. So group number 3s, what kind of person are they? Okay, just want this one. Chameleon spirit. Okay. Act as if. Interesting. All right, I do feel... How should I perceive this one? I do look at this, the green color. The green color is prominent. I don't know why. But anyways, act as if. All right, the one thing that I'm getting from here, and the chameleon energy was really resonating to me with the 3 of Cups, with the imagery that I was seeing. In terms of looks, you are a very diverse group. I think you are, in terms, like, some of you could be redheads, other ones could be blonde, other ones could be like really dark brown hair. So that's one thing. Another thing that I'm seeing here is that you're becoming very flexible in the future. As in, like, no, actually your friendships are the ones, that prominent thing that influences your life a lot. I think like your friendships, your connections are something that kind of enhances your mood and keeps you in this balance and this freedom feeling. So that kind of like your friendships grant you this feeling of excitement. I mean, you're on your own are able to do that as well, but your friendships somehow feel like they're enhancing your life quality, and depending on your friendships, like that's kind of like how your mood swings towards too. I feel like it. That's the only thing I can get with a chameleon. I will get back to it if I feel more about it. So finally, your life. So group number 3's life. How is your life going to be like in 3 years from now? One just did that flip. Okay, I just want to take this one, but there's one more that I saw that flipped. Heck knows when. King of Pentacles. What a nice card to flip. I'll get you one more. I somehow get drawn to take 3 cards for this column. All right, so what does that make me think now? The 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. First thing first, we have the Queen of Swords. This makes me think about clarity, about decisiveness, about being very decisive, clear, and having this clarity of mind that I was talking about before. The King of Pentacles makes me think about security. I don't know when this card flipped, but it flipped. So it makes me think about security. So you're gonna have, in 3 years from now, I think you're gonna be pretty well settled down in terms of your security, in terms of your material goods, and also your thoughts. I think like you're, like the prominent thing that's popping up here, your emotional side, your mental state is going to be much more peaceful than it is right now, perhaps, or more peaceful than it ever was, basically. It feels like primarily because of contacts. Now, the 5 of Pentacles came next to the King of Pentacles, and this is really interesting. So what the 5 of Pentacles talks in my readings, like if you even look at this card here, how they're just the 2 people here supporting one another. So friendships, I do feel like they play a big part in your life. There's a strong platonic connection here. And what it makes me also think, the 5 of Pentacles talks about difficulties in terms of material situation around you. And now I don't think this is what is happening in 3 years from now, because the first cards about your future were those 2. And next to the King of Pentacles, what it makes me think is that there might have been, or there will be, some difficulties in terms of material surroundings. Maybe at some point you felt that your job didn't pay off as much as you wanted, or you felt like you don't have the material goods that you wanted before. But that's ought to change. And the fact is that your friendships are influencing not only how you're perceiving the world and how you're feeling, but also maybe an advice or some sort of like lucky connection, kind of twisted, like lucky support. I feel like there was support in this time, and that support gets you into the King of Pentacles energy, into this security, prosperity, and abundance. So once again, I do feel like your connections are really important in this case. Your friendships, your environment. And this is where we also have the wishes granted. So, and the salvation too. I feel like your mental state is really calm by that time, but also you're very secure in terms of financial financial well-being, basically. At the very least, you're more secure by that time than you are right now, because the King of Pentacles is a very, very nice and prosperous. It's the highest energy of the Pentacles, and it talks about abundance and prosperity, which I think is going to be received for a lot of you through support in your journey in the next 3 years. There might have been in the past, in the recent past, in the present, or in the near future, some difficulties financially, or some sort of professional difficulties too. It talks about material struggles, basically. And through this time, there is maybe right now a person or two, or a group of people, or there will be, throughout the process, I do see anyways, a group of people supporting you in this journey. They're going to support you and going to give you maybe even an advice, but you're going to get through this because you're stepping into the King of Pentacles energy in the end. And not at the end of the next 3 years, but throughout the next 3 years, possibly through the end, because this talks about how you're going to, the peak of the 3 years, basically. So your professional environment improves, and through connections, most likely. So your mood, your mental state, and your professional environment improves. Maybe that's how the chameleon was feeling like, because the chameleon, you know, it adapts to different situations. But in this case, I do feel like kind of like your connections make this adapt to different situations, you know. Anyways, let's get you one more card and say a bit more about your life. So what else can we see about group number 3's life in 3 years from now? So we have the Garden and the Gate. They're all tied up. On the back of the deck, we have the Community and the Appreciation. Community talks about friendships again. So, all tied up. Okay. The Garden and the Gate, first thing first. So the Garden and the Gate makes me think about... either way, you are very close to achieving your goal. It could come in different senses, and it's a general reading, take it as it resonates. So it could be that you're at the edge of achieving something, or it means that there is a point in the near future that, or decisions that you already made right now or will make in the near future, that's going to bring you to this prosperity, because I do see you getting much better materially in the future and much more peaceful about your life conditions. With it all tied up, I do feel the security of a sort. It talks about security in a lot of senses. I'm looking at number 3. It talks about friendships, again, connections. So I do feel like those connections are going to get you through this. They will be supportive. In the very least, what I see, your connections are going to be supportive to reach this better material state. Because I do think either way you did, or you are, or you will be in the near future, but probably it resonates more about the past mainly. There were some financial struggles, or some basically you were not satisfied fully with your material status, how you had your material well-being around you. And I feel like this is going to change with some choices that are going to be happening through support around you. Connections are prominent. Okay, let's get you one more card about your life and see what else can we see about your life. In 3 years, group number 3 is in 3 years. Oh, boundaries. So this tied up could also talk about boundaries too. But we'll get you one more card, because we have both energies of success, reconciliation. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, I think you have a lot of things happening in your life. If the previous piles were really straightforward, I think there's like, either way, there's a lot of you in various different scenarios, or because there's a lot of new messages here. Okay. The all tied up and boundaries could talk about the fact of this 5 of Pentacles energy, when you felt a struggle, or you feel in the very near future that things are not moving in the direction that you wanted. Or I think for a lot of you it refers to the past or the present, most likely past. And you were kind of expecting this lucky change or this situation. There was this moment when you made some choices, or you will make some choices, and there's a time when you need to step on this gate to receive those blessings. Now, it could be a past life, also past life too, but a present friend in your life or in the near future that kind of came from the past. So with this Six of Cups can also talk about friendships from the past, or from your childhood years, for instance, memories, for instance, since it's friendships from the past, like it makes me think. So it could be in the right moment, the right person will appear from your past, most likely platonic connection, that is gonna kind of guide you and help you out to see or to make a decision, or to give you a very important advice how to achieve this prosperous future that you wish for, and that is actually coming towards you. I think it's coming in the third year, by the way. Like this high peaked already, like very high peaked Kings of Pentacles, happening already in the third year, but it all like kind of escalates towards that direction. I'll get you one more card about your life. There's a lot about like self-accomplishment focus here too in terms of your life. Ghostland, Spark. Okay, the Ghostland in reverse. The Ghostland could talk about things just literally not happening, like time literally freezing. If you look at this clock here and the freezing situation. In reverse, it talks about things moving. And the Spark, reigniting something, rehappening something. And by the way, sorry for all this mess. There's so many cards here. I know it's a bit of a mess, to say it at least. But yeah, yes, I feel like connections are going to be very supportive in a time when you need it. Possibly for a lot of you, a friend who you knew before. And yeah, I'll get you one more card here. Oh my goodness, I'm getting into so many cards, but I just want to see as much as possible. So let's see, what else can I see? Okay, so we have the rich girl and the Hughes thoughts. Okay, so for some of you, it could be also a significant other. For others, it could be there's a very strong emphasis on relationships, and I do feel like friendships are prominent. Yes, they're for most of you, for sure there. For some of you, it could be this one person that their thoughts, either way, that's male or female, it doesn't matter, it depends on your situation. It's a general reading. It could be prominent into your life resolutions in the next 3 years. A lot of people are I feel like a lot of advices from different people are gonna influence how your life is gonna go. It's kind of like spirit guides of a sort in a human form, basically. But I do feel like their advices, their support are gonna be very important for you to achieve your professional career goals, even, I think, like security goals, some sort of material goals. We have the rich girl here. I think that refers to you. Now, regardless of your gender, I feel like this refers to you. So the rich girl could talk about the fact that you're going to be very well off by that time. Once again, I do feel like this time, like the peak of this, like what we're looking at right now, the King of Pentacles, is third year. It's happening in the third year. But yeah, okay, let's look at your relationships, because we spend so much time in your life in the next 3 years. But let's look at your relationship. So group number 3, relationships. We have the 8 of Wands, okay. I'll explain. I get messages for this. 10 of Wands, okay. And the Empress, okay. All right. Also, we have the Queen of Cups on the other side and the Artist on one side. It could be that a lot of you are pursuing a creative goal, and that's what it's about. But yeah, the Queen of Cups also talks about like very intuition too, but also like being loved. All right, we have these 3 cards here. We have the 8 of Wands, and we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the Empress. When I got this card, instantly what was the thought that I got here is that in every stage of your journey, there's going to be people connections. So connections are very prominent in your journey. I feel like you're going to meet a lot of people, and in a lot of cases, it's going to be people that you already know. So maybe you reconciliate with people. 1 person, 2 people, could be a lot of people. And they're going to, like, in any case, people you meet are going to guide you through, and they're going to be there when you need them. So I see this like 10 of Wands, this like burden carrying, right? You're carrying your burden, but you still move forward to your own goal, and then the people come through. Like this came together, so the people come through. And the Empress can talk about a lot of things depending on the concept we have, but very often it comes as an admiration card. So somebody views you with this loving gaze as the Empress, like with this admiration. They look at you like this wonderful, loving person. So I do feel like you're going to be very loved by your people in your life, and I think those people are going to appear in very different areas of your life. There's going to be a lot of connections. They're going to be even lucky encounters maybe in the process, and they're going to lift your load. I feel like they're going to be right in the right moment. So platonic connections are really important here. Now let's see, maybe we see a bit more. I kind of get drawn to the energy oracle cards. Okay, your relationships, group number 3, in the next 3 years. This one. Angel Strength, okay. And then let's get you more. Storm warning. All right. Once again, the message I was seeing before, angel strength next to the storm warning. This is not a new message. It's kind of confirming the previous that we had here. They're going to be your strength in a time when you, like right before you crack, basically. It's not a good way to say it, but basically before, because the storm warning is a time when things didn't really like get bad, but it feels like you get all anxious, like the season before that, you know, like the season when you get already anxious, when you need support, when you feel maybe that your work done, for instance, examples that you work done pay off, for instance, or you feel like giving up, like this is like the point where you feel like giving up, or you feel like you're had enough, or you're about to have a breakout of a sort. This is like before that even happens, they will give you strength to just keep on pushing. They will be your strength in those challenging moments, but not when they happen, those challenging moments, but before they happen, I think, like, because this card doesn't talk about the actual storm. It talks about the time before that, with number 1, when it begins, just in the very beginning. And they're going to be there to change that with number 5, to support you. So your platonic connections are influencing your life. I do feel like you're going to encounter a lot of people. I keep repeating myself like a broken record, but yeah. And oh my God, it's such a mess. Just look at the camera, how this looks. I just wanted to give a lot of cards here, so it gets messy. Sorry for that. Let's get you one more card about your relationships, and we'll see what else can we see. We have the closure and compassion, which very well emphasizes the situation, the closure. There will be a lot of resolutions in next 3 years. And the compassion makes me think about them being near. You will feel stronger because of your friends around you, but I feel this pile is mainly oriented towards like personal success and goals, and I feel like you're achieving them throughout the years. You're getting stronger and stronger, and you encounter the right amount of people in the right situation. With this chameleon, I feel like for each situation there is their own person that adapts well to that situation. The closure makes me think that a lot of those situations you're going to be able to overcome difficulties thanks to the support, the compassion from your loved ones around you. And this is really beautiful. And I do feel like with this rich girl, the King of Pentacles, like you're achieving a significantly better material status than you have right now. And you're getting very secure. Also, if you remember in the beginning of the reading, if you stayed so far, so long, this is pretty long already, I mentioned about feeling ease and lightness and clarity, decisiveness. So you feel both mentally freed and emotionally calm in a good way, in a light way, like, and also materially you're going to be much more secure. Now this can indicate a lot of things. I do feel like there's a lot of people who chose this pile, and if this could talk, generally perceive it as a success in material surroundings. So any type of your perception of success, this is the case. So if you're looking for, I don't know, finishing your education successfully, that's the case. For a lot of you, I do think it has to do with professional environment though. If you're trying to progress with your career, with your finances, with your income, with your security in terms of your living conditions, it improves significantly, like very significantly. And then, like, I mean, we have the rich girl here and we have the King of Pentacles, the highest energy. So, and through all this journey and for your own like mental and physical well-being, your connections are going to be there. You're going to be meeting people or people from the past. There's going to be reconciliation with people who you know. And they're going to be all the time there with the boundaries, with when you need to step beyond that gate, when there is like the storm warning, they're going to give you strength. For your closures, there's going to be compassion from them. All right. All of my readings so far are very, very relationship oriented, but different types of relationships. That's really interesting. All right. I hope you were able to resonate. I know it's a lot to take. There's a lot of messages. It's a general reading, so I assume it won't resonate for everyone, but hopefully some messages were resonating for your situation. Let me know in the comment section below if what resonated, what didn't. Also feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, of course. That really helps the channel and it really motivates me to create more content for you. And probably will motivate me to get it more organized next time, because this is a mess. I know. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the reading. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 4s. If you chose this butterfly here, the yellow one, then this is your reading about how your life is going to be like in 3 years from now. Pile number 4, so I got a bit distracted. Whoopsie. All right, those are affirmations, and they have messages in the back. Today, I dare to do something differently. So this could be an encouragement for your present situation, to be dareful, be brave, and pursue your dreams. I could also talk about how the reading is going to go, that you're going to be very daring, and maybe your personality is going to be like that in 3 years from now, that you're going to be very daring, more brave, and you're going to make choices that are going to flip your life around in a positive direction. So whichever message resonates, it could be a message for you right now, it could be a message for you in the process of the 3 years, or it could be both. Claim it as it resonates. How this reading is going to go, we're going to have a look first at you as a person, so your potentially how you look like, or any characteristics that develop. Like, it could be talent, it could be like some sort of new personality traits, it could be how you feel at that point of time, everything that has to do with you. Then we're going to have a look into your life in 3 years from now, and then into your friendships and significant others, basically in your relationships. Now, the way it goes, because all of it talks about your life in 3 years, the energies blend quite often. So you will be seeing me going back and forth a little bit. It might be that we get a relationship in the lifeline, that's possible. But yeah, let's just see where it goes. Today I'm shuffling camera, so we'll see the magic happening on camera. Also, fair warning, it gets really long, so please get comfortable, get yourself a nice drink or a nice snack, treat yourself to something nice. This will take a bit. All right, what kind of person group number 4 is gonna be in 3 years from now? This one. Okay, the 7 of Swords. The Devil. That makes me think about being the daredevil, tearing things. Okay, and let's get you one more, because I want another message here. Actually, this one. Oh, and the Sun. All right. So remember I told you that it could be that you're more daring. Now, the 7 of Swords can talk about acting tricky, or it could also talk in my readings about people when people are hiding something about themselves, or not being very honest about themselves. When they want to, this situation when you want to say something, but you withdraw from it because maybe that's not appropriate, or you want to do something, but maybe that's not social appropriate, or there's a lot of those thoughts that keep you hiding your true feelings, or keep you hiding like your true, like basically when you back off from a situation, when you're not being fully honest to your desires and needs. And the Devil talks about desires, so how great is that? We have the Devil here, and it has a lot of meanings here. I perceive it as following your own gut and desires. So I do feel like it's a big change that you're going through. I think group number 4 is you're getting much braver. You're starting to be a little bit more, I don't want to say selfish, but be more self-aware. Because selfish is such a bad word, but it's in the positive direction that I'm trying to say here. That you're becoming way more self-aware, that you're becoming way more understanding of your needs, and you speak up more. So if you felt like you before couldn't speak up your mind freely, if there was something holding your real thoughts in, because perhaps you were not perceived that you were not perceived by your social circle the way you wanted, or for whatever reason that you felt that you had to suppress something, it feels like you're becoming more honest and more open in 3 years from now. And I do see that actually, ironically, or not ironically, depends how you look at this, brings, like, ironically to maybe how you thought before. That's why you had to suppress some thoughts maybe, or some ideas, or ironically, that actually really works in your favor in a positive direction. At the very least, I see the Sun as a card that brings all the positivity there. At the very least, what you will be like, I feel like you're gonna feel very relieved and very happy. Like, finally you're gonna have this urge to just speak up your mind freely, or be more dareful, or try new things, or go for it. You just go for it. And this is what I'm feeling from the Devil here, like just being so dareful, and that's gonna make you feel so much easier, so much light, and kind of like going for the things that you want and getting the things that you deserve. Now, I'm not sure how this sounds from the side. It's supposed to sound really good because what I'm feeling here is just a very good self-progress where you're being very honest with yourself and very honest with your desires and what you want. And you become more brave to speak up your mind, and you become more darefull to try new things that in the long term of the next 3 years, and I guess further, are going to benefit you in terms that make you happier, give you like this clarity, this ease. And the Sun card is the most positive card to get. Now we also have 2 major arcana cards, which talks about long-term process. So those 2 are long-term process cards. So they're your daredevilness, let's call it like this. I'm not sure if you perceive it as a good thing. It's supposed to come as a good thing. I'm not sure if it's just being darefull, basically. It's something that's going to be staying there, and it's going to be bringing you, it's going to make you feel at the very least very good about yourself and your life choices and and about your surroundings. It's always good when we feel honest about ourselves. It's always good when we feel when we can speak up our minds. At the very least, there's this relief, and I do feel like people will like you, will like a lot your attitude too. Like you might even be suppressing some talents too, and then you just decide to pursue them. And in any case, that change, kind of that being more darefull, going out there, more going for it, it's gonna bring you happiness. That's at the very least for most of you who watch this reading. That's the message, the key message. All right, let's see what else can we see about you. Time. And create a spark. Okay, so it could be that a lot of you are creative individuals, like either creative individuals, or it could be also, you know what, I'm getting also that some of you can have a really good intuition, or at the very least some psychic gifts. Now that might not be for everyone, but who resonates, you feel free to claim the blessings. But yeah, others of you could have some talents that you were suppressed, and some creative talents. Or at the very least, once you're more honest to yourself and to your environment, you feel more open to speak up your mind, and your mind is less restricted, let's call it like this. You know, sometimes when we feel very anxious, like should we say that? I'm always talking, by the way, from my own experience. So should we say that? What if we don't? And like you keep on overthinking it, and that kind of overheats your head, and in the end, like you're just too tired to create anything. You're too tired to think of anything. So basically, I do feel like this is improving. And with the time card here, I instantly look at this number 3, and it made me think about the 3 years. Normally, it would make me think about social circles, but this time it made me think about the 3 years. So within the next 3 years, this change is going to happen. It needs time. It's not something you can rush, but it's going to happen in perfect timing. And the creative spark, I do feel like you're getting more open, you're getting more darefull, and kind of like your perceptions and ambitions, that's not the word, your perceptions and your mind just broadens up. You feel inspired, your mood improves a lot when you have like less restriction there, and you feel more free to express yourself. I do feel like if you're even a creative person, if you do something creative, you have a much hyped up creativity and going. In the very least, I see your mindset being more open and creative and kind of more broadened up, and that also boosts your mood. I feel like you're having like a very good mood, like you feel very excited, very like, if I had to describe your energy, it feels like this exciting, happy, joyful energy, and very like inspiring to do this and that, you know, like quite interesting. All right, and let's get you one more card, or actually 2. I was aiming for 2 more, and we're getting real long. But yeah, let's see what else can we see about you. She who forgives removes guilt, forgiveness. Okay. Now this could talk about letting go of things. Maybe letting go of the things that you suppressed. Maybe just forgiving people for not understanding you at that point of time. Maybe you expressed your opinion and people perceived you wrongly, or people couldn't handle your personality for one or another reason. That means that maybe they were not your people. You know, for each stage of your development, you get of your life, your journey, you get the support from the guides and the people along your path that support you in this case. So forgiveness could talk about also people that maybe somehow are related to the reason why I had to suppress something inside of you before. So you're receiving the forgiveness, you're receiving this lightness, and you just move on, basically. I feel like the energy of moving on from that. Okay, let's get you one more card. No, I want this one. Magic works through you. Okay, that's very optimistic and very relevant too, because as you change, you, as I said, you attract good people around you. You attract like the positive progress. You attract like, in case I didn't make it clear before, because I kind of kept on hinting on it, you attract the right situations that make you happy, basically, because you have so much joy. I feel like you have so much joy and so much happiness and so much freedom. It feels like finally this freedom of expressing yourself in any sense. It could be creative in terms of creativity, it could be in terms of professional something, it could be in your personality, but you feel this freedom. And magic works through you. So this makes me think about manifestation. So you attract how you are, basically. I don't know, like, basically you're attracting like a magnet all the positivity. As you're honest with what you want, the universe can perceive better and give you better the resolutions that you deserve, the good things that you want, the good things that you deserve and that you want. Hope that makes sense. All right, now let's go to your main part. This is about your life and how your life is going to be like. So this can be a lot of things. As I said, the energies blend in quite strongly because it's a general reading about the general situation of your life in 3 years. So group number 4. How is your life is going to be like in 3 years from now? There was a card. I'm not sure it was this one. It was this one. Okay, nice. 9 of Cups. Okay, and I want one more card about your life. How your life is going to be. Whoa. And the Tower. Don't get freaked out. The Tower is not what it looks like. On the back we have the Strength, and on the front we have the 8 of Pentacles. So that talks about working on your own strength. That's what makes me think of that you work on your own strength through these years. The Tower is about changes, big changes. And in fact, so this card comes out. Okay, I think I know how this card comes out. Once it came out in my reading alongside with the 7 of Swords, and it indicated being more honest to yourself, because you look at this mask here, even though this is a person falling, I get it, it's a person falling, but I perceived in some of these readings as it masks falling, basically being more honest to yourself. And that also changes your surrounding, because the Tower card in traditional meaning in general indicates massive changes, and in my case, in my readings, it indicates physical changes. So as you change, the environment around you changes. That's the main message I could deliver to you. You attract everything you want. Basically, I feel like a strong manifestation energy here. And did I mention that I feel like your intuition might improve or your psychic abilities might improve? I'm not sure if I mentioned this today. Probably I did. Maybe I thought about it. But there's a strong energy of manifestation here. With the creative spark here. There's a lot of energy of manifestation with the Sun, with the magic works through you, and the 9 of Pentacles of Cups, which talks about wishes granted. It's a very positive card. It's when you feel very fulfilled, when things resolve in a wishful for you direction, like the one that you desired. And next to the Tower, it means that those are things that happen there's dramatic changes, and they happen starting from you, and it evolves into your surrounding. So kind of you manifest the life that you want. And I do feel like you really have a life that you want in 3 years from now. Now, whatever that is, because I do feel like the situations are very different. It's a general reading. But just so I make it clear, there is a Sun card here. There is a 9 of Cups. Those 2 cards, in my perception, at the very least, are one of the cards that I would wish to get in a reading. They're one of the most positive, in my perception, cards in the deck. And they talk about happiness, fulfillment, wishes granted. So your life in 3 years from now is going to be something that you manifested, something that you really desired, something that you really wanted. In any aspect, that could be career-wise, it could be career. It could be literally your quality of life. I do feel like your quality of life improves a lot. And your being, your person as a full person, as your wall improves through these years. Let me get you now a couple more cards. Yes, that is getting long. I know. I did think it will get long. All right, whoops. All right, we're gotta get those too. They just dropped, so we get them. We have the Angel Strength. We have the 7th chakra, the Crown chakra, the highest chakra, basically. Point is, it makes me still think about manifestation here and about like grand fulfillment. Like really highest possible energy. and changes. Like we have 5 here, 5 here. Both of those are 5s. Basically, as you get stronger, also your environment gets stronger around you. And I feel a very strong energy of manifestation. You're creating the energy and the life that you want. With the angel of strength here, like you are getting stronger, but also your life is getting improved and stronger and more stable and secure in a way that you wished for it to be. With the crown chakra, like you feel at your top energies. Like it could talk literally exactly in 3 years from now when you watch this. So I could talk about that time, but I see you really growing as a person a lot and see you having a life that you manifest on your own. So it starts with you and then manifestation kicks in and these blessings are happening. Your material surroundings are changing, your quality of life I see changing a lot to a positive direction. You're achieving a sort of security in yourself and in your environment. So both of those things change in its own timing. We also have the time here. Now let me get you one more card. This would be the spellcasting oracle cards. I want to get you one more card about your life. How is your life going to be like from 3 years from now? My pile number 4s. Answers. Okay, answers. Maybe you've been... Oh, we have also the strength on the other side and empowerment. Basically what we've been talking about. But yeah, answers. You're getting the answers that you were seeking. You're getting the... And those answers are coming from within, I think. Like you will know what you want, where you're heading, and everything once you've been more honest to yourself. It starts... In any case, it starts always with us, but I think in your situation, it's just you have a very strong manifestation energy here. So for a lot of you who watch this video, watch this reading, it could be that you're, as I said before, really strong empaths, or your intuition is really strong, especially when you're feeling more honest to yourself and when you're feeling clear-minded. Your intuition just does miracles, and you might have even noticed it already. But also I can see that you will receive these answers, and those answers will be manifested plus guided by intuition. So I do see you having manifestation talents, like really, really good manifestation talents. Once your clear-mindedness happens, like you feel freed of a sort. All right, I want to get you one more card from this. It is a perfect deck actually to get you your life in 3 years from now. Group number 4s, and we'll see what else can we see. So we see success in love. Okay, so for some of you, you could be also manifesting love, and you will get that because this is wishes granted. I didn't really specifically say about career or education. It's just about what you desire in material terms. So material term, I mean, dating somebody, it is a person, it is a material being. So it could be also that you manifested a love. Okay, what else can we see about your life in 3 years from now? This one. Gloomy thoughts. Let me get you one more. And a good gentleman. So I am picking on a person. That might come through. So it could be that you're meeting somebody significant too. We'll see that in your relationships because it didn't pop up in your life. Your life has a lot of changes ongoing, and honestly, the energy that I'm feeling here is so high up. It's manifestation energy too. That's why I keep mentioning it feels like that. The gloomy thoughts makes me think more about the fact that the gloomy thoughts make me think more about the person of the stress and the gloominess and the gloomy thoughts that were kind of filling your mind before this clarity happened. I can't really find this associating with your current situation in 3 years from now because you have a really clear mindset by then. Gloomy thoughts, although I do get it that gloomy thoughts might come through sometimes when all those manifestations happen or those amazing things come into your lives. There can be a small moment that you're worried, what if this don't last or this goes away? So those gloomy thoughts might happen here and there. They're nothing real significant because you have a lot of clarity and you're really strong. I see you as a strong person, both mentally and physically, throughout the years. And you're a manifesting person. It could be also your gloomy thoughts had to do with your love life. Perhaps you didn't meet your loved one, or you didn't find a person who understands you to a very good level. And for some of you, it could be that the gloomy thoughts had to do with your romantic aspects, that you thought that you couldn't meet the right person. So the gloomy thought is an aspect that is even it happens throughout the next 3 years, it's a very temporary. I feel like you have much better surrounding around you that gives you this empowerment of feeling good about your life and this joy. So the gloomy thoughts are not always there, but it also could refer to when you first, like when the journey still starts, where you were still finding yourself and being honest with your own desires. So before that, it could be also referring to the season before that. It could also refer to your love, that you were not sure if you will meet the person, but I see one person coming through, to be honest, because I keep noticing number 3, it's about social context, so it could be the gloomy thoughts about your romantic life too. But I see a person coming through, and we'll have a look at it right now through our relationship group here. Okay, group number 4, your relationships in 3 years from now. Ooh, okay, wait. All right. Okay. So the gloomy thoughts could have something to do with your connections, your relationships, or your your relationships mainly. Okay. Oh, we have on the back the 4 of Wands and Temperance, talking about, it can talk about a lot of things honestly, but it can be also talking about marriages or bonded connections in terms like living together, also moving, celebrations, a lot of things. But just felt like mentioning that. All right, we have the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is about feeling heartbroken, misunderstood in some cases, feeling sorrow. Doesn't mean breakup. Some people can interpret it, sometimes some readings can interpret it as a breakup. It doesn't have to be. It can be that it happened in the recent past or in the present, because I do feel like it reflects to the situation right now. But we have the relationships here, and we have the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands is new beginnings. And in fact, 2 of Wands is new beginnings. And this is a very perfect card to come into your reading, because the way I'm seeing this card is that you have a choice between 2 options, choosing like the safe path and going for the adventurous one. It's about new beginnings, but with a spice of adventureness there, like choosing to be a little bit more adventurous, a bit of darefulness here. And this is how I'm seeing this card in this particular reading as well. You get you're choosing to be more dareful, basically. You're choosing it to be more dareful. Maybe a lot of those suppressed emotions or feelings or talents or whatever this reading refers to, depending on your situation, had to do perhaps with misunderstood relationships. I think I mentioned it in the beginning. Misunderstood relationships or people that were not right for you, or that didn't understand you properly. And that's where the sorrow comes from. And that's where the gloomy thoughts from the social circle came through. But this is changing, and I do see like once you make this change, once the 2 of Wands kicks in, once you make this new beginnings, this new change, choosing to be more truthful to yourself, be daring, I feel like it's just gonna go like the well always makes me think about the natural flow of events. I just made I think there's a different interpretation for this card. It's a card actually from this specific deck, but I'm perceiving it as something going with the flow. I always perceive this like this in the readings that I did so far. So I feel like things just resolve once you find yourself, find your peacefulness, find your truthfulness, honesty to your own self. This is how it feels like. So there might have been some sorrow, some breakups for some of you, for the minority maybe. It could be, but it doesn't refer to breakup specifically. It's just a message that if you resonate, you claim it, but it refers generally to sadness and connections that didn't work out of a sort, or just broken communication or being misunderstood. But I see this improving, and I see alongside as you choose the new journey, you'll be attracting people that are just drawn to you like a magnet, and they're perfect for your situation. Like this well, the well makes me always think about natural progress, about a little about water, and water makes me think about flow, and the flow makes me think about going with the flow. It's how I'm perceiving this card. Okay, let me get you. What card should I get you? I'll get you the spellcasting, and we'll see a little bit more about your relationships. So group number 4, your relationships in 3 years from now. And this just wants to come out. Freedom. Okay, freedom of mind, freedom of and talent. Okay, so some of you could be suppressing also talents. That's also another thing. On the back of the deck, we have the willpower and we have the transformation. All right. Why I'm always mentioning the back and the front of the deck, in case that you were wondering, this kind of sometimes gives me an overall perception of what is going on. Okay, so we have the freedom and the talent. So some of you could be suppressing talents. Others of you could be suppressing. Talent could also refer to your personality traits too. That could be a potential aspect here. But freedom, I do feel like you're getting freed from your own cage, basically, because I feel like you've been caging yourself. I feel like you were suppressing something, whatever that could be the case. You're suppressing something, and this just, you will work through it. And I feel like for some of you, it could be talent that you were suppressing, or some sort of personality traits. In terms of talent, for others of you that resonate with the psychic abilities, it could be that you were suppressing some sort of spiritual gifts. Maybe you didn't find the right group of people you could share this with, for instance. But I feel, in any case, for you guys who chose this pilot, you're getting freed from something you were suppressing, and either with that talent, personality trait, your spirituality, your gifts. And this, once you free yourself, it attracts all this abundance. There's a strong manifestation talent here too. Okay, let me get you one more card. Actually, I'm gonna get you a couple more, so stay there if you want to stay until the end of the reading, because it might take a couple of minutes more. Okay, let's see. Group number 4 is your relationship in 3 years from now, and I'm getting drawn to this one. Flexible. Well, this flexible card, what I can talk about, it makes me think that your contacts are going to be flexible about how you are. You're going to be flexible how they are. I feel like a mutual understanding. When I'm looking at this card, I feel like, because you want to be with this person, because you find like this is your person, even if the contacts that you get in the next 3 years are not as spiritual as you are, they will still understand you and support you. So I do feel like with this flexibility, they will flex around it. You will flex around it. It's going to be like, this always makes me think about healthy compromise in a good sense, basically. So your new contacts that you encounter the next couple of years, and well, next 3 years we're talking about, are going to be quite supportive. This is what I'm seeing here. Even if they don't understand something, they will accept you who you are, because they will just enjoy the person who you are, basically. All right, let me get you one more card. I want to get you another card. Okay, I'm going to get you one of these. Then I'm going to get you one card from the Romance Angel Oracle cards, and then that's it. All right, group number 3. What else can we see about your resolutions in the next 3 years? A change. Well, we have a lot of changes, obviously. So we have a lot of changes. That's not something new. It could also indicate your relationships, because I'm right now on this pile, a change of relationships, like different friendships coming in. I do feel like you're going to meet a couple of new people. That's true. You will meet a circle of people that also support your talents too. With the flexibility underneath the talents here, I'm thinking they will support your gifts. They'll be pretty supportive, really flexible at the very least with this. Okay, let's get you some Romance Angel Oracle cards and see what else can we see. Oh, that just flipped. Calling in your soulmate. Okay, that's just flipped, so here's what it is. Calling in your soulmate. So that makes me think not just necessarily about your romantic life, but more about the people that are your soulmate, your spirit connected people, your like mind intelligence connected people. Like you connect on a certain level with those people. They understand you. So I do feel like it talks about, in general, it could talk about your romantic life too, because we had a hint here. But in general, I do think you attract people who really, really love you. So success in love could also indicate your platonic connections too. So I do feel like both platonic and romantic are going to be equally important to you. And some of you will attract, all of you will attract your soulmates. Whether that's platonic or romantic, it's up to your situation, what you invite to your life, because you have really big, I feel like manifestation gifts are here. But yeah, calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, visualizations help you bring together. So once again, it emphasizes on manifestation and your own skill of attracting the best in your life. So yeah, the people that are coming into your life the next 3 years, the supportive group of your friends are your soulmates. Potentially you could be also meeting your romantic partner, because we have success in love with this specific picture, which refers to romantic love, and the good gentleman. So regardless of its gender, it could potentially talk about the person, since it's like this, the person that you're meeting. Ooh, and also look at this, we have the lion. I just noticed he's holding next to the lion. We have also the strength with the lion here. It could be that also your connections are gonna be very supportive. This person or your people, could also refer to your group of soulmates or your friends, would be very supportive of you, of your ideas, of your thoughts, yeah, of who you are. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I can see for you, pile number 4, group number 4. Hope it was resonatable. There were a lot of messages. Obviously, it's general reading, not everything's going to resonate, but hope you were able to claim some of the blessings and that were resonatable to your situation. But that's it for the day. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe if you feel like it, of course. It really helps the channel. It really motivates me. Actually, I'm so grateful for every one of you. Your comments are so supportive, really. It makes me just keep on going and makes me love even more what I'm doing. But yeah, that's been said. Have a great day, and I'll be seeing you in the next readings. Bye!